In everyone's life, there are memories, some good, some bad, which live only in our minds. Once done, actions and events are locked in times past. We only live once. Meet Miss Diana Crestwood, once a star. She was a leading lady in many popular radio series and films. Her voice dominated the airwaves. But now, those good times are fond memories, and she can't reclaim them. Or can she?
Mr. Hamilton, it's so good to see you. Won't you come in?
Hi, Mrs. Tudwell. How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. But I am worried about Miss Crestwood.
Why? What's wrong? She isn't still locking herself up with all those old recordings, is she?
Yes, pining for the old days. She's become a recluse. And she doesn't eat enough to keep a bird alive. You can see the tray of sandwiches I left for her, untouched.
Well, I'll touch 'em. These are good. You wouldn't have any coffee ready, would you?
Yes, of course, Mr. Hamilton. I'll go get you a cup.
Thanks, Mrs. T. And I'll go see if I can rouse Diana. Oh, and 2 sugars. No milk in the coffee, please.
I remember, Mr. Hamilton.
And now to see how the Grand Dame is doing.
Oh, Elizabeth, it is so hard to leave you here.
Jeremy, must you go? But
Diana?
yes, of course
Who's
you must.
there?
You swore an oath and you
Oh,
must be
it's
true
you,
to it.
Dusty.
That is
Yep,
so.
it's me.
I must
Just
follow
checking in on my
forsworn
favorite
word,
client.
lest I
I'll
be
bet all
branded
your
a coward.
clients are your favorite, aren't they?
Oh, my
Well,
darling.
maybe, but you are my most favorite client. How you doing, Diana? What are you working on?
I'm not really working on anything, Dusty. You haven't brought me anything in ages. So, I've been reviewing my old performances. The studio was kind enough to furnish me with tapes of all my greatest work. And it was all great. Oh, I wish I could go back.
Gee, haven't you done that enough? Every time I come by, you seem to be reviewing your old shows. You're going to wear that reel-to-reel tape player out.
Oh,
That's right. You spend way too much time in here, locked up with the past. Here's your coffee, Mr. Hamilton.
Thanks, Mrs. T. And Diana, she's right.
Yes, while you've been in here, locked in the past, life has gone on. Have you looked at your garden lately? The yard and garden was your pride and joy.
what's wrong with my garden?
That's really pretty overgrown. It doesn't look like you've touched it in quite a while.
Oh, you haven't been out there in ages, Miss Crestwood.
Maybe not. But I've been busy reliving old times with my old friends and co-stars. Oh, we made such magic together. I haven't seen them in person in quite a while. Vera, get my address book. We're going to invite them all for a party. James Purnell, Walter Truelove, Mamie Searing, Paul Delgardy, and all the others. All of them.
Diana, that won't work.
Why ever not? They're all close friends. We'll have a grand time, just like we used to.
Because it's 1954, Diana.
What?
Heck, we've had a couple of wars since you worked with any of them. Remember? You sold war bonds. James was killed in North Africa. Walter's in a nursing home after a stroke.
Well,
Mamie moved to Iowa to be with her daughter. And Paul, he's in Chicago. I don't even think he's acting anymore. So some water has passed under the bridge since you performed with any of them.
and whose fault is that? Shouldn't you, as my agent, have been out there getting me parts? As a star.
Funny you should bring that up. What I really came to see you about today is a new opportunity. A new part.
Really? That is good news. Tell me about it.
Well, you remember Sid Meier's from Midwest Broadcasting, right?
Mhm.
He contacted me to see if you would be interested in a new project they want to create. I don't know much about it, but he seems to want you. How's that sound?
Wonderful! To be on the air again, to have my star shine again. What's the story, and who will be my leading man?
I really don't know, but Sid wants us to come into his office tomorrow to discuss the details. He can fill us in on all the fine points. Is that okay?
Yes.
Super. I'll pick you up at 10 so we can meet him at 11, all right?
I'll make sure she's ready, Mr. Hamilton.
Thanks, Mrs. T. And thanks for the sandwich and coffee, too. See you tomorrow, Diana.
Yes, tomorrow. I shall be a star again. Tomorrow.
Okay, here we are. Ready, Diana?
Of course, darling.
Good morning. May I help you?
Yes. Diana Crestwood and Dusty Hamilton to see Sid Myers, please.
Oh, my. Miss Crestwood, it is so good to meet you. As a child, I would listen to your shows with my mother and sisters.
Your mother?
Oh, yes. We were great fans. Will you be back on the air soon? Oh, that would be marvelous.
Well, that's what we're here to find out.
Wonderful. Well, Mr. Myers is expecting you, so go right on in.
Well, look who's here. Diana Crestwood. And Dusty, come on in.
Hi, Sid.
It's been far too long, Diana. You look wonderful.
Thank you, Sid. You've kept well. And I understand you have a new role for me.
That's right. And we're really excited about it. Based on your talent and experience, you'll be perfect for it.
Oh, I'm thrilled. What's the story? What's my role? I know I'll be the leading lady, but what specifically is the role? Tell all.
Well, the title of the series is Hearts of the Heartland. It's set in current time and follows a rich and powerful family, the Harts, in their adventures and relationships.
And who will my leading man be?
Henry Rutherford will be the patriarch in the series, but there won't be a leading man for you, Diana.
What? Why not? As matriarch of the family or the most prominent female, surely there is a male foil for me.
You don't need one. Marjorie Billingsley will play the family matriarch. Your part is the housekeeper for the family.
Housekeeper?
Yeah, but the housekeeper isn't just like a maid. She's the head of a large staff at the Hart's estate.
But it isn't the lead, Sid. This isn't right. I'm a star, you know.
I know, but there's a possibility of some cameo appearances later.
Cameos? What are you talking about?
We're looking at casting you as the lead in a series of commercials for Continental Chemicals.
Commercials? Sid, what are you thinking?
Hear me out, Diana. Continental Chemicals is sponsoring Hearts of the Heartland, and they make a very fine line of cleaning supplies such as...
Oh, my God. Me, a shill for soaps and mops. Ugh!
Ah, Diana. Come on, you sold bonds in the war. This'll be like that.
No, I was doing my patriotic duty, and it wasn't a commercial. I appeared before audiences, and I always had a handsome soldier, a sailor, a real war hero with me. It isn't the same, and it's unworthy of me. I'm a star. I won't do it. Never. Dusty, take me home.
Now, wait a minute, Diana. We're almost ready to start production. You can't leave us in a lurch now.
Diana, please, just hear him out.
No, 1,000 times no. I won't take your grubby offer, Sid.
Grubby offer? Well, maybe I will find someone else. There are plenty of talented actresses who would jump at this chance.
Sid, no, please.
You do that. I'm leaving.
Diana, wait. Sid, give me a little time. Please. Let me talk to her and bring her around. I think I can.
Monday. If I don't hear from you by the close of business Monday, the part goes to someone else.
Thank you, Sid. I'll be in touch by Monday. Diana!
There you are. Don't ever do that to me again, Dusty. This never would have happened before. Oh, how I miss those days. How I miss those people. Now take me home, Dusty. That's where my true friends are. Even if they are recordings now.
All right. But I'll come around tomorrow and we can talk about this some more, okay?
Fat chance.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, hello, Mr. Hamilton. I'm glad you're here.
Hi, Mrs. Tudwell. Vera, what's wrong? Diana hasn't shut herself up again, has she?
Oh, that's it exactly. She's been shut in her drawing room listening to those old radio plays and songs, and she hardly comes out. She isn't eating well. She may have even spent the night in there a time or two.
Sheesh. I was afraid of this. Well, I have something that may help her snap out of it.
Oh, good. What is it?
It's a visit from an old friend. Let's see if that works.
I must
What?
follow my forsworn
Who's
word, lest I be
there?
branded a
Diana?
coward, a traitor.
It's us.
Oh,
Oh, my
it's
darling.
you two.
You could never be
What
that.
do you want?
There is no
What I
weakness in
want
you,
is to bring you
no
something that
duplicity.
you want.
You are pure and
Can we turn that
strong.
down a bit?
You speak with such
What I
conviction.
want is to be
How
left
can you
alone
know,
with
my
my
love?
memories and
Can you
dreams.
know what goes on
No.
in my heart?
What I really, really
Depths
want
of my soul?
is to return to the
I
days
know.
when I was a
I know.
star and
Ever
all my
since we first
friends
met,
were
Jeremy,
here.
I've
Yeah,
known you to
well,
be
I
steadfast
can't bring
and
that
firm.
back.
You could never
But
be
I
fake.
do have a surprise that will come close.
Ah,
A surprise, eh? Not
Such
another
conviction.
offer to make commercials,
I'm
I
not
hope.
worthy,
Well,
my dear.
You
No.
should consider
Not
Sid's
nonsense.
offer.
You are a
but
man
no.
among men.
How about a
Alas,
visit
my
from
dearest
Paul
mother,
Delgardi?
If you can see into
Paul?
my soul, then surely
Paul?
you see the conflict
I thought you
raging
said he
there
was
my
in
breast.
Chicago.
Yes, I
have
did say that.
sworn to love
That's where he lives
and
now.
cherish you until death
But he's
do us
here for a
part.
writers' convention
And
of some
now,
sort.
I
I ran into him
must
today at the
part with you
Cattlemen's Club, and
break
he
that
said he would
vow.
love to see
Oh,
you.
Jeremy, how can
That
you
would
think that?
be
I
lovely.
know that while
When's
we
he
are
coming
apart,
by?
Oh,
that you
in
will
about a
still
half
love
an
and
hour.
cherish me.
Half
You
an
will, won't you?
hour? Dusty, are you
Yes,
crazy?
of course, my
Half
darling.
an
Of that
hour.
you can
That
be
doesn't
certain.
give us much time.
And you, my love,
Yeah, see,
must
he
know
just
that
got
I
in
will
town for the
always love
writers'
and cherish
convention.
you.
So he's
For
got
I,
today
too,
free.
swore an oath
But
when
starting
age joined
tomorrow,
our
he's
vows.
all booked up until he leaves on
Oh,
Saturday.
yes, my love.
But he really wants to see you.
Every
Really?
day I thank God
Oh,
for your
Paul is
faithfulness and
so
devotion.
See that you
glamorous.
are keeping both your oaths.
This will be like it was
For
before,
better or worse,
as it
and
should
this,
be.
short of
Vera,
that,
come.
is the worst.
We need to get ready before
This is
Paul
the
arrives.
Oh,
this
of course.
curb your
And then
country.
I'd better
You will
see
still
what we
love
can
and
offer him when he arrives.
Having me
Okay, I'll be fine.
remain true to me.
I'll let him
Oh,
in,
Lord.
shall I?
My
Turn off this tape. So far, so good. This will be like it was before. I don't know how that's going to play out. Geez, there's a storm coming. Gosh, Paul, it sure is good to see you. Thanks for coming by to see Diana.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. I know I've been remiss in keeping in touch. I just kind of withdrew into my own little world. So when you said she would like to see me, I was thrilled. So here I am, in spite of the storm brewing.
Oh, and this is Mrs. Tudwell, Diana's housekeeper.
Call me Vera, please. Thank you for coming by. Miss Crestwood is so excited. She'll be down in a minute. In the meantime, may I offer you some coffee, Mr. Delgardi?
Oh, that would be nice, Vera. And you must call me Paul.
Okay, make yourselves at home. I'll be right back. Oh, here comes Miss Crestwood now.
Diana, you look wonderful.
Paul? Is that really you?
In the flesh. How are you, Diana?
Oh, I'm fine, Paul, but you...
I know. Not the man I was, am I? Much less hair, and what there is of it is gray. And there may be a little more of me around the middle than there was.
I don't remember you wearing glasses. And why do you need a cane?
Well, I guess age has to take most of the credit, but the cane was courtesy of a Japanese kamikaze pilot.
But you're a leading man. How does this affect your acting?
I don't act anymore, Diana. I do some coaching for actors, and mostly I write. I've published a novel and 3 collections of short stories, and some TV scripts. The acting days, well, they're over.
How can you be this way, Paul? You were dashing and handsome, a star, and you were a war hero.
Like I said, those days are gone. Fond memories of acting, but the war, not so much. Life on an aircraft carrier like the USS Bismarck Sea in the South Pacific, with 1,000 of my closest friends literally cheek to jowl, was just a bit too open and intense, far too communal. Then when the Bismarck Sea went down in 45, well...
But the others came back and went back to acting. Look at Jimmy Stewart and Kirk Douglas and Alec Guinness and David Niven. They all served, they fought, and they're still acting. They are stars. You should be too.
Not for me, Diana. I guess I'm cut from a different cloth. After I was wounded, I went back to Chicago to recuperate with the VA and my family. I sort of withdrew. Like I said, life on the Bismarck Sea was just too intense. Then I started writing. I didn't want to be close to anybody or even be around anybody for a long time. Writing was a good outlet for me.
Wow, that storm is getting close.
Paul, I can't take this. You are a star, not a writer. You belong in film or on the radio.
No, Diana, I don't belong there. Not anymore. That's all in the past. It's over. Like I said, all that I have of that time is memories.
No. If all you have are memories, then what am I? What do I have? I'll tell you what I have and what I am. A star. I am still a star. That's it. And I have proof. Right down the hall are the recordings that prove I am a star.
Don't you mean were a star? It's all in the past, Diana. Time marches on, and we either march with it or we...
Time might have marched on, but I haven't. I'll show you. I'll show you all. I still have those times. I'm going back now.
No, Diana, wait!
Diana, don't go.
What's going on? I was just getting coffee. What did you say to her? Oh, Miss Crestwood. Diana, I'm coming.
What's going on? Is she having a breakdown?
Which one? I don't know, but we better go find her and make sure she's okay. Here's her drawing room. It's where she always hides, but she isn't here.
Vera, do you know where she is? What's happened here? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I don't know. I ran down here after her, and when I got to the door, she was reaching down to her tape recorder. You know, the one with all her plays on it? And then there was a huge thunderclap and a flash of lightning, and she wasn't there anymore.
What do you mean she wasn't there? What happened? Where did she go?
I don't know. She was just gone. She was here, and then she wasn't.
That's impossible. She must be here somewhere.
There's no place to hide in here. Tell you what, I'll go look upstairs. Paul, you and Mrs. Tudwell check down here. We'll meet back here.
All right. Vera, lead the way.
Find anything?
Nothing. Not a trace.
Where could she be? What's happened to her?
Should we call the police?
And tell them what? That Diana Crestwood disappeared in her own
Well,
house?
we've got to do something. If not the police, is there anyone else we could call?
We've got to find her. What can we do? The storm is getting worse. Oh, maybe she's outside.
I don't know. I've got to figure this out. I got to think. But I can't think with that racket going on. Mrs. T, turn that damn recorder off. Let me think.
Wait a minute. Listen. Do you hear? Turn it up.
Huh?
To fulfill your
What?
oath and
Hear
serve your
what?
country, we still love and cherish each
It's
other.
her.
I remain
That's
true
where
to
she
you,
went.
and you
You-
remain true to me.
You
and your
mean she's
duty.
in there? In the recorder?
That's nuts. That can't be.
But it's true. That's her. She's in there. Oh, I've got to get her out.
That would
I've
be
got to
the
bring her
Garden
back.
of Eden, my
Diana.
dear.
Oh, this
And that is
devil
close to us.
machine.
At least
Vera,
for the time
leave it
being.
alone.
Watch out! Watch out! You're gonna. My God! My God! It's her!
Where am I? Oh, I'm back. Am I really back?
Back? Back from where? What's going on?
Are you all right, Diana? What happened?
I'm not sure. I was so upset. I ran in here to play our last role together, Paul. Well, you remember. Love Waits. Oh, it was so beautiful. To prove that you are a star, that I am a star.
Yes, I remember Love Waits.
Then, as I reached for the recorder, there was a thunderclap and a flash of lightning outside the window.
That's when I came in, and then you vanished.
Well, I don't know about vanished. I was back in the studio, recording Love Waits with you, Paul. And Jim Horton, our recording engineer, was there, and Frank Bell, the director, and all the cast and crew. Sally, Jake, Marcy, Bob, all of them.
What, Jim? Frank? Well, they've been gone for years.
It was all just as it was when we recorded, years ago. And it wasn't only the studio and recording, it was everything. I came home, I had parties, I was the talk of the town, I was a star.
Yeah, it sounds like a dream come true. Are you sure it wasn't just a dream?
Perhaps. More of a nightmare.
What do you mean? It sounds like what you're always telling us you want.
I was reliving it, yes. But I already knew what would happen, and I couldn't change it. I delivered my lines exactly as I had done before, even the mistakes. Even though I knew what was going to happen, I couldn't do it any differently. It was as if I was reliving it and living it again at the same time.
That doesn't make any sense.
And it wasn't just on the set. No. Vera, do you remember the day I cut myself with the pruning shears and then had to go to the hospital to have stitches?
Very well. You really did a number on your hand.
I did it again.
What?
I watched myself trimming and pruning the roses as I trimmed and pruned the roses. And then I slipped again and cut myself. Even though I knew it was going to happen, I couldn't change it. I could not do it. And it hurt just as much.
But if you were busy reliving your past, where were you? We couldn't find you.
I don't know. I don't know how I got there. I was everywhere. In the studio, at parties, here at home, working in the garden. I relived my life.
So you weren't here. How did you get back then?
I don't know how I got back. There was another thunderclap, and here I was, with you two staring at me and Vera screaming.
Well, you scared me.
Sorry, Vera. And I'm sorry for lots of things. I haven't been very easy to get along with, have I?
No, you have not been very easy to get along with.
Strange. One of the things I realized when I was back there was that the only way I could truly live was here in the present, the here and now. I was repeating things. I wasn't doing things. I wasn't making myself happy or anyone around me. I was repeating, not accomplishing. I couldn't appreciate anyone or anything except as I had done before. To enjoy life, to enjoy people, I had to go forward and live. Not relive. Oh, that must sound crazy.
Not to me, it doesn't.
Oh, Diana, it is so good to have you back.
Well, this beats all I have ever seen. I don't know what to make of it. But the storm is clearing, so maybe it's time for me to go.
Oh, no, Paul. You must stay for dinner. We are having dinner, aren't we, Vera?
Yes, indeed. Pot roast.
Ah.
And apple pie for dessert.
Mm.
I even made enough for Mr. Hamilton.
Gee, thanks, Mrs. T. That is, if it's okay with Diana.
Oh, of course. And Paul, I would love to hear about your writing, if you would be willing to talk about it.
Well, sure. And I would love to hear about any acting projects you have going, Diana.
Well, I don't have any at present. That is. Unless, Dusty, do you think Sid Meier's would be open to discussing the role of head housekeeper again?
Housekeeper? Not a leading lady?
It's a very important role. Head of staff. And I'll have you know, Dusty Hamilton, that I can bring a lot to that role. It'll be brilliant. I will be brilliant.
Well, I think maybe we can arrange something. I'll call Sid tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we can make him want us back.
And I still want to have a garden party for all my old friends. Not as they were, but as they are. Oh, but my garden. I saw it in the lightning flash. It's not very pretty now. There's a lot to be done.
Well, my Arthur could help you get it back in shape.
Arthur? Would he help me? Oh, that would be wonderful.
One thing, though. We still haven't figured out what happened to you, Diana. It must have just been a dream or hallucination caused by the lightning strike. I mean, you just described years of your past, right? But you were only gone a few minutes, half hour at most. You must have imagined this somehow.
I don't know. But as you said, time marches on. We also say that time slips through our fingers, time passes, time drags, time flies. Isn't that how memory works? We relive events that took hours or days even, in seconds, almost instantly.
Yeah, that is how memory works. In our minds, in our imaginations, things that took ages to happen occur in seconds. That's why I say this was all a dream.
But where was she, Mr. Delgarty?
Yeah, Paul, she was gone. She wasn't here. We looked, remember?
Well, she must have been here someplace, and the recorder must have been damaged by that lightning strike. This was all in her mind. Diana, to say that you really relived those times...
I don't have any concrete answers, Paul. I was reliving the past. I was in the past. I only know what I experienced. But, Dusty, Vera, have you noticed my left hand?
Your hand!
Hey, where'd that bandage come from? That wasn't there before.
Underneath that bandage, there are 3 stitches closing the cut I made when pruning the roses.
But that was years and years ago.
Yes! I relived it, didn't I?
I don't see how that could...
I don't think any of us get this.
No, none of us understand this, but it is done. It is now in the past and we're in the present. So if you'll excuse me, I'll go get dinner ready.
R.E., 2 little letters from the Latin. As a prefix, they tell us again, as in repay, reclaim, or relive. But Diana Crestwood has shown us that again can be dangerous. As Heather Cox Richardson said, the past has its own terrible inevitability, but it is never too late to change the future.